guys don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white.
Hey, welcome to Breakfast and BS with Vince and friends. I'm your host, Vincent Arrin. Right in front of me is Sergio Sanchez, my co-host, my compadre, my confidant. And we got producer Virgil with us as well.
Hello.
And we're broadcasting from beautiful La Mesa, California, the jewel of the hills at Cenofontes. Come, get a boot. And I'd like to start this one off. Top 5 underrated wrestlers. These are our personal opinions. You know, just someone we feel had everything to make it and for whatever reason didn't. Be it personal problems, I don't know, I don't care. You know, just somebody that influenced, inspiration, whatever you want to call it, just kind of grabbed our attention. It was like, man, I wish that guy was still here. You know, I'd like to think of Sean O'Hare.
Bless his soul.
Bless his soul, R.I.P. You know, the guy was pure talent, just whatever, got lost in the WWE shuffle at the time because they bought WCW out and just had an explosion of roster and didn't know how to fully handle it. P.D. Williams.
Great. Yeah.
The guy I first saw do a Canadian Destroyer. Great. Just look him up. You know, I think he retired a few years ago.
No.
Yeah.
He's not gonna.
No?
Yeah, he's gonna come back. I'm pretty sure.
Anyways, P.D. Williams. Well,
I'm showing him
TNA roster.
the old TNA roster, yeah. But it's not just TNA, but
I'm a huge fan of Chris Sabin.
there you go. Oh, Chris Sabin, there you go.
Chris Sabin.
Yeah.
But he was TNA World Heavyweight Champion. It was like for a week.
For a
but,
week, yeah.
But still, he was World Champion, so I'm not really counting him. What the hell is it? Oh, Silver King.
Oh, yeah, Silver King.
Silver
awesome.
King. Look him up from his WCW Cruiserweight days, but he was also Ramses in the movie Nacho Libre. But really just a great wrestler. He was also one of my favorite kind of wrestlers. He was Black Tiger in Japan. He was Black Tiger 3. He was after Eddie Guerrero. Great. Look him up. Just solid. Then again, one I feel gets some credit, but it's mainly for his look than his actual work. La Parka.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great worker. You know, he knew his character, he knew what he was doing, but kind of just, he doesn't get the credit for his actual work that, you know, at the time the WCW Cruiserweight division was, you know, like Rey Mysterio gets a lot of credit, Juventud gets a lot of credit, Kidman gets a lot of credit, even Dragon. You know, Dragon was kind of on and off at the time. You know, but I felt that La Parka had worked great. And my number one, I mean, if you're my friend, you hear me rant about this to the high heavens. Psychosis. And hands down. And really, if you watch his matches, he'll knock himself out, but he'll still catch the dive. You know, Rey Mysterio, I honestly believe, would not be Rey Mysterio without Psychosis there to fucking catch him over 1,000 matches. You know, so look those guys up. Psychosis original. There's 2. There was 3, but that was like for a minute. Psychosis, the original, Nicho el Millonario. Verge?
Well, you know what? 5 is a very limiting number.
Yeah, okay, just give them some of your favorites.
Yeah, and also we have to kind of define underrated. When we say underrated, do you mean like not rock status, or are we talking about like someone who doesn't get on the main event?
No one's really rock status.
Right.
I mean, not even Hulk Hogan is rock status.
Yeah, it's true.
No, I'm saying they could be on the main roster, maybe even main event a few times. Oh, I don't remember who I was trying to think of, but Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn.
I thought was
Really? Wow.
Billy Gunn. No, because when you think of Billy Gunn, you think of badass Billy Gunn with the New Age Outlaws.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, okay.
I'm talking about just as a singles competitor, as the one Billy Gunn. He had everything right there in place to become a full-time main eventer, and for whatever reason, I don't know, just never hit it. You know, like that.
Okay.
You know, if you want, they could have the world title for a brief minute, but never regained. But just that kind of. It's just whoever you feel is underrated for their true work.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, as I'm scrolling through the TNA roster of hopefuls that didn't make it, I mean, I'll name just 5, but there's way more, way more. And Vince, go ahead and chime in if you think they are rated at their level. But Christian York, I don't know what happened, if his contract or they couldn't come to terms with it, but man, that guy was main event. I mean, I'm pretty sure, his tag partner went out to WWE, and this guy never got. This guy has it all. He's got the look, he's got the moves, he's got athleticism. Man, that guy was awesome, and he's gone. What the hell happened? And then,
he's not dead.
Well,
Right? Is he
he's
still-
not dead, but
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man. That guy had the moves. He was a journeyman wrestler.
Yeah.
Just freaking had badass gear. His hair.
He's a veteran that never got to be, at the top.
Yeah, they always made it seem like he was gonna freaking grab that title and never.
Yeah, and then dangling that carrot thing, that's what's really sad about the wrestling biz. They tell you you're gonna do good stuff. I mean, you may be top star at some indie promotion, which is fine because you know what? I mean, not everyone. There's too many fish in a small pond. In any case, I'll move on because they're.
And here we got a run-in.
Yeah, we have a run-in with
Running
Johnny Lowe.
King.
Insert chair shot here.
Doug Williams. Doug Williams is a wonderful,
a British
awesome
wrestler, right?
British wrestler. Obviously, has some catch wrestling background, and I mean, he was. Oh my gosh! When I first saw him in Ring of Honor, he dominated, and then I
Went
think
to TNA and just kind of stalled.
yeah, in TNA
Didn't they put him with Magnus?
Yeah,
as
the British Invasion. And
Yeah.
they basically almost made him a comedy gimmick, which is fine if you wanted to go the comedy route. But this guy is so underrated as far as his skill level. I mean, I think maybe because he was British that they said, hey, you need to kind of break out of your, just kind of quiet.
Your Britishness?
Your British, kick your butt type of thing. So and you know what? It worked.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it worked really well. But where is he now? I don't get it. It's stupid. I was just horrible. Okay. Probably number one veteran around, Jerry Lynn. Another guy. I mean, he had some pretty good success in TNA and Ring of Honor, but when those promotions started, he was pretty much older, and now I know he's doing some other like business things that away from wrestling. But this guy talks many times about living in his car, eating only peanut butter sandwiches. Has kids and stuff. Going on the road. Missing your family. I mean, that's the story of any wrestler that has family. But this guy, if anything, deserves to be, honored.
I think
Cauliflower
like,
ear.
last few times, like he wrestled or whatever, like he was getting those honors though from the fans.
Right.
Like, was it one? The office may not always be watching, but one group always is, and that's the fans. And I felt that the last few times I've seen him, he was just getting nothing but love from the fans.
Yeah. Right. And that's the thing, because the fans know. You listen to the fans. Listen to their. I mean, don't listen to someone who's going to have all the merchandise and whoever's hot. You listen to the people who know wrestling. So yeah, Jerry Lynn, very underrated, and I wish he would have lasted a little longer. Was just a little bit younger. So that was 3. Okay, female wrestler, cheerleader Melissa.
Love her.
I love this woman. She wrestles like a dude. I don't want to say wrestles like a dude, but when she hits you, when she hits these moves,
yeah,
they're gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, oh my god,
you're getting a boot mark on your face.
Oh yeah, and so her name's coming into TNA. I mean, that first national exposure. She was cheerleader Melissa, but I think that first match was actually kind of dumbed down a little bit.
Yeah.
But then she came in as other characters for
Alyssa
Flash, which was kind of like cheerleader Melissa, but just a little bit meaner. Mm-hmm. And then she was the valet for Awesome Kong.
Yeah, she was the Indian character.
Yeah, no, she was some Arabian
type
of thing, which I thought was kind of dumb.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but Anyway, and then maybe just to throw it out there, Great Sonata. Why they try to turn him into Muda? Every Japanese person they bring into any promotion, hey, let's make him the Great Muda. It's like, why? Let's make him spit green mist. Blah blah blah. It's like, really? I mean, can we get out of our box?
Stereotype.
Yeah,
kinda,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just
Cliche.
because people are going back to things like, old characters that everyone loves. Fine, but not everybody can be Superman. Not everyone can be Batman. Make an original character and
Feel like Superboy and Nightwing.
yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm just saying Booster Gold is just as good, okay? Some might say the most courageous.
Yeah, Booster Gold is original of the species. Maybe.
For those of you that don't know, it's been said many times that Booster Gold is Johnny Lowe's spirit animal.
Made of
So-
gold and
So look him up, Booster Gold, and you
Well-
get Johnny Lowe.
right. So there's my 5. I have way more. But
There are a lot of
lot
underappreciated
of-
wrestlers, and it's hard to just pick 5. But I didn't mean just like 5. I just kind of like need to general it down.
Well, we only have so much time.
yeah.
So let me give you guys a bit of a palate cleanser before I hand it off to Johnny Lowe. I was a huge fan of the 80s wrestling in the 80s. I'm sorry. Hogan, $1 Million Man. 80s Undertaker. I'm definitely probably the least sort of in tune with the wrestling world at this table. It's definitely not in my wheelhouse. If you want to talk science fiction and computers, come talk to me. But everyone at this table, the fact that they're so passionate about it has definitely sort of reignited that in me. I'm a fan of The Rock, and I know everyone's thinking, oh, well, it's easy to be a fan of The Rock because he's just it's like basically the Tiger Woods of wrestling. Here's the thing: I've been a fan of The Rock since his first match.
Rocky
and-
Maivia.
Yeah, exactly. And here's
It's the smile that got you, huh?
He's that curly
the
little
hair.
pompadour thing on the head.
So here's the thing: all those are valid points. His look, his style. The thing for me, he's personally a very significant wrestler because I lost touch with the wrestling world after the 80s, you know what I mean? And he definitely, brought back that theatricality, brought back that persona. I mean, I'm not saying that he's like the be-all and end-all, but he definitely put wrestling back on the map for me, and I know he did for a lot of people, and I really think the industry wouldn't be where it is right now if it wasn't for him. At least not for me. So I give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are like, oh, he's overrated because he's a big target because everybody. You know what I mean? He's basically, but for me, definitely personally significant.
So-
In
so-
his prime,
right.
I actually did not like The Rock as a wrestler. I appreciated him as an entertainer.
Yeah,
but I got
exactly.
tired. I'd get tired of The Rock very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Just
His-
innuendo.
Right.
Another
Yeah.
joke. Come out sing a song. I actually love those.
Yes,
But,
that's the thing.
Now
right?
that I'm older, a little wiser, I'm like, man, The Rock was really just freaking on all cylinders, like both in ring and promo wise. I became a big fan of The Rock.
Matches are very predictable, though.
Yeah.
Very, very, very predictable. But
Oh, yeah, formulaic. Definitely.
but when you're at that status, you don't have to destroy your body. And actually, I appreciate when they do pretty big moves. I was like, oh, thanks for pulling something out of the hat that I didn't expect. So,
Yeah.
but
So, hats off.
And here's a fun fact: our old wrestling trainer, Colorado kid Mike Rapata, when The Rock was wrestling on the Indies, his name was Flex Cabana. And that probably would have made him a star if he didn't change. If he changed to Rocky Maivia, he should have been Flex Cabana.
Low?
Well, I don't have top 5 for underrated wrestlers, but if I had to go with the top 3, I would say definitely number 1, Johnny Lowe. Number 2, Maldacito. And number 3, Shinkai Rose.
I call bullshit. I should be on top.
Yeah. Hopefully that's in no particular order, John, because we know you should be at the bottom of that
This
list.
is Johnny Lowe's list. So Johnny Lowe is at the top. I love that guy. But in terms of wrestling rants, The Rock was amazing. Bret Hart was always my favorite guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's.
Bret and during the Monday Night Wars, it was Bret on on Raw, and then Jericho on WCW Monday Nitro. And I don't know. I guess for me, Brett was always just like that. That really technical wrestler, and I just loved everything that he did. Jericho was like the talker who was talking shit on Prince Iakea. Whatever happened to
Prince
that guy?
Nakamaki.
Prince Nakamaki.
Prince Amumu.
Prince Amumu. Jericho, I loved all of his matches with Dean Malenko.
The man of 1,004 holds.
And Jericho was the man of 1,005 counters, wasn't it? I loved how he would call out the counters during the match. Counter number 1, hammerlock.
1,004 holds.
Oh man, Jericho was a master.
Great.
But otherwise, I mean, maybe we could tell wrestling stories at some point if everybody wants to go do that thing. I know Mike always told us some interesting stories, but I'm not sure it's appropriate to share those. But Mike was, my first trainer in wrestling.
He was mine as well.
And I just remember, when I got brought into the fold, I was very wowed. Because it's like you're talking to somebody who's been there and done everything that you want to do. He would show us videos of him wrestling Cactus Jack or Mick Foley, as you might know him, in cage matches, and it was amazing to see that you knew somebody who was on Saturday Nitro, or what was the Saturday show?
Saturday Night Main Event? Or no, not Main Event.
That was
Worldwide.
Was that okay? Yeah, for WCW.
Yeah, WCW's Saturday show. It was just really amazing to see that type of thing.
WCW Saturday Night?
Yeah.
Or Worldwide? Worldwide?
No, I thought it was Saturday night.
As we debate what it was called on
But that was
Saturday
the revolving ring, I think. So that was Saturday night.
Speaking of which, you know what? Not because dying off, I just want to say I miss WCW's long ramp to the ring that was connected to the ring. I love that thing for some fucking reason.
I miss the Nitro Girls.
We were talking about
them
last night. We love the Nitro Girls.
I
Fire.
miss you.
I just want to throw this out there. Fire. If for some reason this gets to you, I love you. I miss you.
Please call him.
Please call me. Find me.
He's like Beetlejuice. If you call his name 3 times, he'll just show up.
Of course, I really like the only Asian Che, and then Stacy Keebler, but
Sky.
Sky, she was great.
Miss Hancock.
But yeah, we were just saying how great they were because they broke up the show very well because you knew that you wouldn't have to listen to another boring promo. I mean, you got eye candy, but the thing is, they were actually really good dancers. I mean,
Yeah. Very well choreographed.
and they were, they didn't botch as much as they didn't botch at all like the wrestlers did. So,
Especially in those goddamn platforms. Jesus.
yeah.
What would you guys say was your favorite match in wrestling?
Psychosis versus Tajiri in the ECW arena. That's my hands down my favorite match. It was on ECW TNN. I love it. I wish they put it up on the network. That's hands down my favorite match of all time. That is just a pitch perfect match between 2 great wrestlers in their prime.
I have too many, but I will mention it was a 3-way ladder match between Low Ki, AJ Styles, and Jerry Lynn. That one, I think they did
the X
that.
Division title.
They did that match twice, and the first time I was like, oh my gosh! Like, I mean, the balance and the precision of a lot of their moves was just amazing. I mean, those were 3 workhorses that I totally respect. So I just remember because I paid for those $10 pay-per-views every week, and I was just like, and I just wanted to see what what they were doing, and that was one of the top matches I thought they ever had.
That's when TNA really freaking had it going too.
Yeah, they did. So, but WCW, I would have to probably say, probably Benoit and Guerrero. I mean, as many times as I've seen them, maybe their debut when Chris Benoit was still Wild Pegasus. I mean, he pulled out all of the crazy power bombs and stuff like that. That was a great match. So, yeah.
I think the two that come to mind for me are going to be Bret Hart versus Stone Cold at I don't remember what WrestleMania it was, or even if it was a Mania.
I
But
think it was like 13.
it might have been 13, where
He had the sharpshooter on the...
had the sharpshooter, and Stone Cold passed out rather than
Tap out.
tap out. I thought that was an amazing match. And then the other one that's more recent, but still pretty old at this point, is probably going to be one that I watched with my good buddy Vince here. Angle versus AJ Styles,
Oh yeah.
and that was that was a phenomenal match.
Forgive the pun. Yeah.
Didn't even think about it.
Another good one that I truly love that Johnny Lowe just reminded me of was Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe at,
Yeah.
at Lockdown.
That was
When
awesome.
they did more shoot wrestling than anything else, I was like, oh my god, that's the future of wrestling. And then everything went back to normal the next day. But I was just like, that just blew me away, because I was like, it seemed so real, just so like these guys were killing each other.
Yeah. Isn't he win the belt?
I'm not sure.
You know what I think I hated in wrestling? I think I hated when we moved to this whole thing where, hey, you know what? Let's throw 3 finishing moves at each other before anybody falls.
Yeah.
I think the finisher kind of
Cheapens
lost.
yeah.
Yeah,
I remember the DDT used to be a finisher too.
I do.
Well, the only person who can make it as a finish is
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake and Raven.
And who?
Raven.
Raven?
Oh, maybe Dreamer too. Yeah.
Yeah, Dreamer DDT.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose uses the DDT, but it's a double underhook, which was Mick Foley's finisher.
Oh, Serge.
I don't know, just talking about finishers, I know I said I love The Rock, but the freaking People's Elbow, holy fucking shit. I don't know. I'm not gonna beat anybody up in the audience with me ranting on about anything, because
But
it's not
good to get an outside perspective. Who hasn't been in the business,
not really in my wheelhouse. But I'll say this: if there's matches definitely that I've enjoyed, anything with the Undertaker, especially in the '80s when he was able to move around his full range of motion, because just to see somebody, that size be able to do the moves that he was able to do. Was really, really something that was impressive to me, when I was a kid. So every time I heard the bells toll, I knew it was time to be right there in front of the TV. And some great memories again, the '80s, like I said. And then The Rock brought it back for me in the '90s. And then these guys here at the table have definitely helped reignite my passion for wrestling. But they definitely have a lot more to speak on the subject than I do. So
Let me guess, it was Johnny Lowe versus Maldacino too. That was the one, right?
How did I not know that?
Shining Burning Wrestling 3 may be coming, but we'll have to see. But
Shining Burning 3, Enter the Liger Gate.
yeah, independent wrestling definitely, man. It's
Look into independent wrestling here in San Diego, where we live. You got great companies like SoCal Pro that have been running for 7-8 years now.
It's really been 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. Wow. Then you got FCW coming up. Depends on what you want. Every once in a while we'll have LLII. And you got OWA, Baja Stars. That's a new one coming up. It's down in Chula Vista. Those are some of the promotions I can think of right now. But no, definitely check out wrestling. Check out independent wrestling here. If you're into that. I'm not trying to twist your arm here.
And remember, just say no to Cena.
yes.
Yes, you too can help fight the scourge that is Cena. Okay. All right. Well, I'm being told to hit the go home, so you can find Sergio Sanchez at Sergio Sanchez on Facebook, Jonathan Lowe at Delicious Low Shizzle.
Oh my lord.
Hey, you blame the pimp name generator from 2002, okay?
Like and follow Still Ill, San Diego's tribute to the Smiths and Morrissey,
StillIll.net.
StillIll.net, and you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Maldacilo1904. Thank you, and I'll get the check.